In today's tutorial we're going to work on Not Your Granny's Pillow. This is a miter square and I'm going to show you how to make one of these pillows right now. Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd as well as yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today we're going to work on Not Your Granny's Pillow, and this is a miter square that we have here, and we start on one edge and we go all the way to the other. The advantage to this is that you can get any size pillow form that you would like to do and just stop when it gets to the size that you need. So if your pillow was half the size, you could stop right around here and then you could form your pillow from it. So you're going to do two panels that you can either do the same colors or you can switch the colors depending if you want to turn your pillow around if it has a different look, and you're just going to go all the way around it and just crochet in order to bring it together, but the final edge that you crochet you gotta slip in your pillow form first so that you can trap it on the inside. So in today's tutorial I'm going to use this jewelry box as my little pillow because it's just easier to see on camera. We're gonna use a size I 5.5mm crochet hook today and some Caron 1-pound yarn. So let's begin. We are going to create a magic ring in order to start, and it's called an adjustable ring on the pattern. So how you do it is that you have the tail and you put the tail in front of you just like this. Hold out two fingers and take the yarn that's leading to the ball and go around once and cross over the top of your fingers. And I'm using this finger to stabilize this. I'm going to use my hook, come up underneath the first string, grab the second, and I want to grab the string that's leading toward the yarn ball and just lock it by pulling it through. And there is my adjustable ring. We have slower tutorials available on how to do magic rings and adjustable rings if you need that. So that's how you get started on this, and now let's begin working on the pillow. So let's begin row number 1. We're simply going to chain 3. 1, 2 and 3, and this counts as a double crochet in the rules of this particular pillow. We're going to double crochet right into the adjustable ring or magic ring. Make sure the two strands are going up over top of your hook and just double crochet. We're now going to turn a corner. So to turn a corner in these particular pattern you have to chain 3. So 1, 2 and 3, and coming back into the magic ring I need you to double crochet 2 more times. And that's the very corner of your pillow. Okay, so double crochet 2 times. So what I want you to do at this point is that I want you to pull on the strand. Okay, so just pull on it and this will pull everything nice and tight, and then use a darning needle at the end just to lock it into position. So here's the corner, so you have one side and here is the other. Let's turn our work and begin row number 2. Now this pillow has texture, so it's asking us to do the back loops only when we're going to work on this stuff. So let's begin row number 2. We're going to chain 3. So 1, 2 and 3, and we want to go in the back loops only, so we go into the very next double crochet available to you. If you're unfamiliar with crochet, there's always 2 strings. Let me pull this out. There's always 2 strings. The string that is closest to you is called the front loop, and the string furthest away from you is the back loop. And so we want to play within the back loops. So we go to double crochet, but just don't go into both stitches, and just go into the back loop only and double crochet. So every time you hit a corner, which is your very next stitch, because you can see you've run out of stitches, there's always going to be the same thing. It's always going to be 2 double crochets, so go right into the gap. So 1 and 2, and then you are going to chain 3. So 1, 2 and 3, and back into the same gap space, the chain 3 space, and double crochet 2 more times. That's your new corner. So on the other side what we had here is that we had the chaining of 3 that counts as 1. We had the 1 going in the back loop. So on these ones here that we're gonna have 2 on that side too. So just look for the double crochets that you have to fill in. So making sure you go in the back loops only, just like there, and we want to go into the back loop then of the turning chain that you started with. So I'm going to show you this again. So let's continue and move up to row number 3. So we turn our work and go for number 3. So we're gonna chain 3. 1, 2, 3. That counts as the first one that you can see down here. So we jump to the next one, back loops only, and we keep back looping this double crochet until we get to the corner. Okay, so you're going to be increasing more and more stitches as you go. It's gonna get bigger and bigger. And then in the corner it's always gonna be the same. There will be 2 double crochets. So 1 and 2, followed by a chain 3. So 1, 2 and 3, and then double crochet 2 more times into the same space. So there's your new corner, and so then the back loops only for the remainder until you get to the other side here. So just continue along. So I'm not really counting, I'm just looking for the stitches. If you need to count, that's up to you. What we're going to do at the end of this particular thing, I'm gonna show you how to change color, and we're gonna do that. So make sure you go in the back loop only on the turning chain, just like this. So you can see you're getting a little bit of texture, and I'm gonna show you how to change color next. To change color, what I would do is fasten off the color completely. So I don't want to carry my yarns, I just want to fasten off. It's up to you on how you want to do it. So I'm just gonna pull through, and I'm just gonna weave it in a few of the spaces. So I want to just be conscientious of where I'm stopping and starting. So if I finished here, I want to start here in the next one. So I want to turn my work and begin the next color. So I'm gonna start the next color with the slip stitch, or the slip knot, sorry. So just put in my hook, and we start on the top of the first turning chain. Okay, so just going in and fasten on. So just take the straggler and the yarn and fasten on and pull through, and just like the instructions say, then we have to chain 3. So we have 1, 2 and 3, and then back loop only again as we go across into the gap space. So 1, so I don't really need to count it because I'm just looking for the stitches. If you want to count, that's up to you. I trust myself, I've been crocheting a long time. So this is a no-brainer kind of project that you can work on. You can do afghans like this as well. I'm just continuing to get bigger and bigger. Okay, so once you get to a gap space, then you are going to always do the same thing. You're going to do 2 double crochets, chain 3 and 2 double crochets like that. Okay, and then the other side, then you got to finish it off. So you're gonna go back loop only, and you're going to continue to grow this as big as you need to. So not all of us can find the same size pillows that are available in the diagram or the pattern, and so then you just have to make do with what you got. You could use your own polyfill if you needed to. So once you get to the edge, just turn around, okay, and then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, back loop only again, double crochet to the next corner space. So you see a lot of visual kind of effects done with this kind of stitch, especially on Pinterest with these kind of miter squares. This is how it's done. So just go across all the way to the gapping space. Okay, the gapping space always the same. So the key concept for this is that if you're doing a pillow, you got to make sure the pillow form kind of matches what you have on the top side. So if you have like a darker top, you'd want a pillow that's darker. You can find those kind of things, I believe, in craft stores or online. Different colors of pillows. Sometimes what I do, to be quite honest with you, is I will buy a finished pillow from places like Walmart or those kind of stores, and that are the right color, and then I would just use those as a form instead of actually getting a pillow form from a craft shop. So that's kind of what I would do. So you're going to just continue to go along and get as big as you need to go. And what I'm gonna just do then after this is that I'm gonna show you just briefly talk about how to put these together and to finish it off. Okay, so that would be how to do a miter square just like this. So once you get the sizes that you need, you're gonna need to do 2 of these panels. So just for example, it's a big sofa size, just like you saw in the opening photo. So this is what it will look like as miniature. So you can either just, it's front and back, so you can either match it so both the loops kind of line up to each other. Okay, so it looks the same, or you can turn it. It doesn't really matter because you will never really see both sides at the same time. But just for tutorial reasons, I'm going to make sure that they line up today. So what we have to do is that we have to grab another piece of yarn and starting off in one corner. Okay, and what we're going to do is that we're just going to slip through one of the stitches. So I'm gonna start up here, just easier. So I'm going to go through the first top turning chain on the one, and then I'm gonna go through the top turning chain on the other side, and I'm just going to fasten on. So just kind of go up over top and then just bring it through like that. So now I want to chain 1 and I want to single crochet in that same one just to get me going. And then I just want to match the stitch. So I come to the next one on the front and I come to the next one on the back through, and I'm just going to single crochet. So you're gonna go all the way around, just equally spacing, so when you can see the stitches just like this, it's really quite easy. On corners you're going to apply 3 single crochets into a corner. So the trick to this is that you gotta make sure you don't accidentally go all the way around without inserting your pillow. So you're going to just continue to go around, and you don't need to put your pillow in yet. It just makes it more awkward for you. Okay, and just continuing to match everything that you got going on. So on the corners here it said to do 3 single crochets. So 1, 2, and 3, and you just simply turn, so you come to the next one and the one on the other side and just single crochet. Once you line these things up they become really quite easy, and as you crochet them more they stick better and better together, so that it just gets really quite easy to do this part. So once you're at this part you pretty much feel like you're finished anyway, so it's just a matter of going around. So what happens when you get to an edge that I'm about to get to and there really is no stitch work, you just have to equally space it. Just make sure you do the same thing on both sides. Okay, so I'm coming into the edge. So the edge one here and the edge one on the other side there's going to be 3 single crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. So now I can officially turn. That was my third. So you just want to equally space, so come down and partial of the first post, partial of the post on the other side, and just work your way down like so. So you just kind of want to match what you got going on the front to the back, and it will do a nice job for you as well. I'm trying not to avoid to go into any chain or any spaces. I want to go into actual physical stitch work, because if you go into a chain space you're gonna rip open those it's gonna pull open the stitch work and it's not gonna be very pretty. So you always want to kind of go into a chain at some point, not into an actual gapping space. And I'm trying to get the same on both sides. So you're gonna just be consistent. Once you get your rhythm on this it becomes a lot more easier. My angle in which I crochet here on the table isn't always it's helpful to teach you, but it's not actually always easy for me in order to, because of my body positioning. So you're gonna come all the way to the end in just a moment. Okay, so the end, the last one here, there will be 3 single crochets in there as we turn the corner. So I'm just gonna come in there and do 3 single crochets. So if I had a pillow form that was the exact same size of my small little sample, I will have slid it in here at this point. So you slide it in, and then what you're just gonna do then, now that you have your 3, you're just gonna go across the final edge with your pillow form inside, and it will be permanently locked inside your work as you continue to crochet along. So you just want to take your time now. What has here, there is actually reverse stitching available to you, so I'm going to finish this off camera and I'm gonna show you how to do the final edge going all the way around. Once you get this first one going around it just is a lot easier to do the second round, and I will show you that in just a moment. When you get all the way to the final corner, we started off by just attaching and then we did a chain 1. So just you have to put in 2 single crochets and then join it to the beginning like that. Okay, so here's what it kind of looks like at this point. So now round 2 we're going to start reverse single crochet. This is also known as a crab stitch. So we're going to chain 1 first, and we come into the, we've been coming this direction, so we're gonna go back in that direction but not turn our work. So we're just going to put the hook into the last single crochet stitch, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over, pull through 2. So we then come into the next stitch available to you. So going in, yarn over, pull through 2, and this is going backwards. So going into the next one, pull through 2. This creates a really kind of a unique look. So you will have to get in the swing of this. The first time I ever did this kind of stitch I was like totally confused, well more than I already am, and it's just a matter of getting into the rhythm of doing this. And what this is going to do, it's gonna create a really cool edge for you. It's almost like a rope kind of coil, and you just simply go into every stitch around. So on the corners you don't have to worry about adding extra stitches. You just go reverse single crochet into each stitch all the way around. See, isn't that neat? So you get a really neat effect. There is also tassels if you wish. Tassels to some people are completely out, some people are completely in. That's up to you if you would like to do that. There are instructions available in the pattern on how to create tassels if you would like to be able to do that. I leave that up to you, and simply just continue to reverse single crochet all the way around, and I'll see you back here in just a moment. Okay, once you're all the way back around, you just reverse single crochet until you get to that first one, and then what you just have to do is just fasten this off. So just cut your yarn, and just using a darning needle you can just slide in the tail, so just fasten off. Okay, so because you are going to use this on a sofa, I'd recommend that grabbing a darning needle and just kind of hiding the work. Let me just grab a darning needle and quickly show you. So we're going to just grab your end and a darning needle, slide it in, and now your work can never stretch in 3 different directions at the same time. So just sliding it underneath some stitch work in one direction, sliding it back in the same direction but going through a different path so that it doesn't come out, and then going back for the 3rd time like this. And what this will do is that it will permanently lock that, so you can simply just trim your work at this point right down to the wick, and you can just kind of shape it, and your pillow will have been inside. So one side you can have a different color than the other side, and you can have a lot of fun with these kind of things if you would like to. And this is how you do a miter pillow. Till next time, I'm Mikey on behalf of the Crochet Crowd as well as yarnspirations.com. Have a great day, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye bye.